listening to
Catholic Sprout,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith.
Greetings, young Squire Sprouts. Today is the 7th day in the 10th month in the year of our Lord 2023. My name is Sir Roland and you're listening to Saturdays with Sir Roland on Catholic Sprouts, where every Saturday we discuss the art of dragon slaying. Today we celebrate the memorial of Our Lady of the Rosary. This celebration used to be called Our Lady of Victory because it celebrates a miraculous victory in the 16th century where Christians defeated an invading Turkish army at the Battle of Lepanto. The Ottoman army was a group of people basically trying to take over the world, invading and destroying many Christian cities. On October 7, 1571, Christian armies faced overwhelming odds when they met the Turkish army in the Gulf of Lepanto near Greece to try to stop them from taking over Europe. Leading up to the battle, the Pope at the time, Pope Pius V, asked the Christian armies in all of Europe to pray the Rosary and ask for the intercession of Mary. The Christian armies won a spectacular victory to save Europe, and so they'd established this feast day to celebrate the powerful intercession of our Blessed Mother. We often ask Mary for help when things seem daunting and the odds are against us. The Rosary is a powerful weapon against dragons. Did I ever tell you how the Rosary helped me become a champion runner? I didn't? Oh, well, the story begins in my 4th year at the Dragon Slayers Academy. On the 4th day of my 4th grade year at the Dragon Slayers Academy, I met a girl. I can't believe I hadn't noticed her the previous 3 days, but on this day I couldn't miss her as she sat right next to me in the lunchroom and introduced herself. "Hi," she said with a smile that lit up the room as she peeled a banana. "My name is Danielle Lowry." Hi," I said nervously. I was a shy kid and not good at making small talk. "My name is Roland Paterlot," I said. "Nice to meet you." She giggled and whispered something to her friend sitting next to her. It was a mysterious and odd behavior that I noticed about girls, and it made me feel uncomfortable. "So, you like bananas?" I asked. More giggling. Then she looked at me and she said, "Yes, Roland, they're full of potassium." Well, I didn't know what potassium was, but it sounded awful and possibly dangerous. I was always suspicious of bananas and never liked them since I was 5 years old and ate a green one that made me throw up. My mom tried to tell me it was just because it wasn't ripe yet, but I'm guessing the poison or potassium or whatever it was in the banana is what caused it to taste bad. "Do you like bananas?" Danielle asked me as she giggled to her friend. Yes, I love bananas," I said. Just then a whistle blew in the lunchroom. A man with a strong voice and a thick beard held up his hand and he said, "May I have your attention? We're starting a new running club at the Academy this year. We will train on the grounds of the Academy and run in competitions against other schools and academies. We will call this sport cross-country, and it will be a test of endurance and a battle of the will. The races will be 2 miles long and will be run over countryside, through streams and meadows, and over hills and rough terrain. It should be a lot of fun." I leaned over to my friend Paulo, who was sitting next to me, and I whispered, "Ugh, that sounds awful. Who would run for fun? That sounds like a punishment. I would never join that sport." He nodded in agreement. The bearded man continued, "My name is Coach Stewart. I'm looking for boys and girls in grades 4 through 8. Please raise your hand if you're interested, and I'll get around to get you registered." From the corner of my eye, I saw Danielle's hand shoot up in the air, and I heard her excitedly proclaim, "That sounds awesome. I love to run." Before I realized what was happening, my right hand was in the air, as if it unconsciously disobeyed my command. Paulo shot me a look of betrayal, but Danielle looked at me with a huge smile, and I knew at that moment I was about to become a runner. Before I could change my mind, Coach Stewart was at our table. "Paterlot, so glad to have you on the team," he said. "Our first practice is tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't be late." 6:30 a.m., I thought to myself. Now I knew it was torture. I'd been sleeping in more and more because I was having this dream about a hulking, yellow, lazy dragon, and the thought of getting up that early to do something so painful made me sick to my stomach. But I figured sometimes you have to go to drastic measures to get the girl to like you. So that is how I ended up running cross-country. At first I dreaded running. It was so hard and I felt so lazy. I was being attacked by the yellow dragon of sloth in more ways than one. My coach could tell I didn't like running, and he knew I liked rhymes, so he said to me, "Hey, Paterlot, the faster you run, the faster you're done." It didn't seem to help. The faster I ran, the more it just hurt. It was around that time when we were learning how to say the Rosary in our ancient battle tactics class. In front of the class one day, the teacher asked me if I could lead the Rosary. I hadn't been paying much attention, and the prayer seemed kind of boring to me at the time, so I just looked for shortcuts to get done as fast as possible. I had come to discover if I just said the first couple words of each prayer, I could finish it in less than a minute. So I started my method in front of the class. Hail Mary, 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 Our Father. Hail Mary, Hail Mary. I just kept going like that, and all my classmates just started laughing. My teacher didn't laugh, though. She sent me to see my spiritual director, Father Thomas. He was my trainer at the academy and helped transform me into a faithful knight to the one true light. He had this uncanny ability to know which dragon was attacking me just by looking at me. And when I went to his office, he could immediately tell the yellow dragon had wounded me in battle. I was becoming very lazy, not just in my effort in running, but in my spiritual warfare. I don't have the time today to tell you everything he told me on that day. Perhaps I'll share more of the story later in my new upcoming book that I'm writing. But for now, I'll just tell you that he showed me how the rosary is a spiritual weapon, like the sword of the Spirit. Reciting the rosary makes all dragons flee because we're asking for the powerful intercession of Mary, whom dragons are afraid of, and we're also reciting the Holy Scriptures. Repetition, he taught me, is a powerful weapon. Doing things over and over and doing them well makes us champions and saints. And the rosary is designed to help us meditate on the life of Jesus and Mary so that we can become more like Jesus and Mary. On that particular day, Father Thomas walked me through the 5 sorrowful mysteries of the Rosary to show me how to defeat the yellow dragon of sloth and also become the best runner I could be. Running a race is just like the sorrowful mysteries. Mystery 1, the agony in the garden, is that feeling of being nervous before a race. Mystery 2, the scourging, is the beginning of the race when you spend all of your energy at once to get a good start. Mystery 3, the crowning of the thorns, is the middle of the race when you have come so far but you still have so far to go. Mystery 4, carrying the cross, is when you decide to keep pushing hard even when it really hurts and not to give up. And Mystery 5 is the crucifixion, the end of the race, when you just spend all the energy you have left. After my talk with Father Thomas, I began reciting the rosary every day, and I had a lot more success in running. Now, I carry the rosary with me everywhere I go, in case, an Ottoman army attacks, or I have to run a race, or in case any dragon tries to attack me. So my challenge for you this week is to say a family rosary in honor of Our Lady of the Rosary, and to do it well. A rosary is not a race, but if you slow down and do it right, it can help you run fast and win a race, or slay a dragon. And until next week, I'll leave you under the protection of St. Michael the Great Archangel, St. Joseph the Terror of Dragons, and Mary, Queen of the Angels, Our Lady of Grace, and the woman whose seed crushed the head of the dragon.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be.
Hey, parents and kids. This week, our resource of the week is the Dragon Slayer's Rosary. Check your Training Guild email to learn more and also to see our weekly challenge. If you aren't in our training guild yet, then please register for free at extraordinarymission.com/dragonslayers. And remember, listen to Catholic Sprouts every day, including Saturdays with Sir Roland.
This podcast is part of the Spoke Street Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.